There are places on Earth that seem almost alien, landscapes so harsh and transformed by industry that they feel like scenes from another planet. Norilsk, high in the remote Siberian Arctic, is one of them. Here, winter reigns for most of the year, and the city is shrouded in snow and ice. It's a closed city, rarely seen by outsiders, infamous for its pollution and secrecy. Entry is tightly controlled, a legacy of its Soviet past. For residents, it's simply home. For the world, it's hell on Earth. Life here is a daily negotiation with the elements and the environment. The air here is thick with the metallic tang of nickel smelters, the city's economic engine and environmental curse. The factories never sleep, and their presence is felt everywhere. Norilsk is one of the most polluted places on the planet, a byproduct of our global demand for metals. The city's output powers industries far beyond its borders, but the cost is paid locally. Why do people stay? The answer is a mix of history, necessity, and community. For many, leaving isn't an option. They are bound by family, work, and a sense of belonging. Many have roots here, parents and grandparents, who built lives in the shadow of the factories. Generations have grown up knowing no other home. Wages are high, but the cost is steep. Health, clean air, and a scarred landscape. Respiratory illnesses are common, and the environment bears the marks of decades of industry. This is a city defined by trade-offs, where survival means resilience. The people here endure not just the cold, but the weight of their environment. In this journey, we'll meet Norilsk's people, hear their stories, and witness the contradictions of life at the edge of the world. Their voices reveal both hardship and hope. We'll see the toll of pollution, but also moments of hope and strength. Children playing, neighbors supporting each other, and a community that refuses to give up. This isn't just a story about environmental disaster, it's about the people who endure, adapt, and fight for a better future. Welcome to Norilsk, a city of extremes and extraordinary resilience. The landscape around Norilsk is a wasteland, blackened earth, dead trees, and a sky that is rarely, if ever, blue. The horizon stretches endlessly, but instead of life, it reveals only scars left by decades of relentless industry, decades of acid rain, fueled by sulfur dioxide emissions from the city's massive smelters, have poisoned the soil so deeply that almost nothing grows. The ground is stripped of life, leaving only a memory of what once was a thriving ecosystem. The silence here is haunting. No birds sing, no insects buzz, just the crunch of toxic soil underfoot. The absence of wildlife is a constant reminder of the invisible poisons that saturate the air and earth. Rivers like the Daldykin sometimes run blood red from industrial waste, a stark warning of contamination that flows through the heart of the city. The water, once a source of life, now carries the unmistakable mark of pollution. Even the buildings bear scars. Acid rain eats away at concrete, and in winter, snow falls black and sooty, blanketing the city in a grim reminder of the pollution overhead. The air itself is a visible enemy. Smog hangs heavy, sulfur stings the nose, and every breath is a daily challenge. Residents often wear masks, not just for warmth, but for survival. Norilsk's isolation is total, built on permafrost, cut off from the world by vast stretches of frozen tundra, and trapped in its own ecological disaster. There are no roads in or out for most of the year. For residents, this poisoned landscape is normal. Dead trees, colored snow, and metallic air are just part of home. Children play in snow tinged with chemicals, and families walk among the remnants of a lost forest. The extraordinary becomes ordinary when it's all you know. Life continues amid the ruins, routines shaped by the ever-present threat of pollution. This is not just environmental damage, it's a way of life, woven into every moment and every breath. Generations have grown up knowing nothing else. The city's isolation, both physical and environmental, shapes every aspect of existence. Norilsk is a world apart, defined by its struggle to survive in a landscape transformed by industry. Here, survival means adapting to a world painted in poison. This is Norilsk's reality, a place where resilience is not a choice, but a necessity. In Norilsk, pollution isn't just an abstract concept, it's woven into daily life, shaping every breath and every moment. Elena, a lifelong resident, calls the sulfur clouds the gas. When the wind shifts, her children cough. Closing windows doesn't help. The air seeps in, a constant, invisible threat that never truly leaves their home. Chronic asthma, birth defects, and cancer rates are far above the Russian average. Life expectancy is a decade shorter. Hospitals are always busy, and doctors see the same illnesses again and again. A former miner, his health broken, asks, "What's the point of money if your children are sick?" His words echo the fears of many who have given their strength to the mines. The psychological toll is immense. The endless gray sky and industrial decay weigh on mental health, casting a shadow over even the brightest days. Depression is common, worsened by the long, sunless winters and constant anxiety about health. The darkness outside often mirrors the heaviness people feel inside. Many feel trapped by geography, by economics, by the hope for a better future for their children. The city's isolation makes leaving difficult, and opportunities elsewhere are scarce. Some dream of sending kids away to the mainland for clean air, but the choice is agonizing. It means separation, uncertainty, and the pain of leaving loved ones behind. Dmitry, a young father, wonders if earning a good wage is worth risking his daughter's health. He faces the same dilemma as so many others: security versus safety. Every day, families weigh impossible choices, torn between hope and fear, between staying and leaving. The bargain here is harsh: prosperity at the cost of well-being. The city's wealth is built on sacrifice. For many, hope is as distant as the sun in December, barely visible through the haze, yet still longed for. Yet, life goes on, defined by resilience, sacrifice, and the constant search for a better way. People find strength in community and in small moments of joy. These are the stories behind the smog, the daily struggles and quiet courage of Norilsk's people. This is the human cost of Norilsk, a city where survival itself is an act of hope. Norilsk's origins are grim, built by Gulag prisoners in the 1930s who toiled in brutal, freezing conditions far from home. These prisoners were forced to extract nickel for the Soviet war machine, enduring unimaginable hardship and danger. Thousands perished in the permafrost, their lives lost to the relentless cold and exhaustion. Their suffering remains buried beneath the city's very foundations, a silent testament to their sacrifice. After Stalin's death, the camps closed, but the city itself endured and continued to grow, fueled by the promise of high wages and early retirement. New workers arrived from across the Soviet Union, building families and a resilient community atop tragedy and loss. Norilsk Nickel became the city's lifeblood, employer, landlord, and provider for generations. The company's power shaped every aspect of life, creating a paternalistic system. Production always came first, while environmental concerns were ignored. Today's pollution is the legacy of decades of relentless extraction and unchecked industry. Norilsk's story is one of survival and endurance, built on sacrifice, steel, and the unbreakable spirit of its people. Life in Norilsk moves to the beat of the factory and the weather. Workers head to the mines day and night. Buses shuttle them through the cold and smog. On gas days, alerts keep children and the elderly indoors. Fresh food is rare and expensive. Almost everything is shipped in, so diets rely on preserved goods. Some escape to the tundra for clean air, but most daily life happens indoors. Cinemas, sports halls, and community centers offer refuge. Families cling to rituals. Meals, birthdays, and art classes bring color to the gray. The return of the sun after polar night is a citywide celebration. Summer is a brief, frantic reprieve. As winter returns, the cycle of survival begins again. Amid darkness, Norilsk's greatest strength is its community. Neighbors help each other, opening doors during blizzards, sharing resources, and building bonds forged in hardship. Miners joke after long shifts. Mothers create safe playgroups for children. This is a city of survivors, not victims. Resilient, practical, and united. Beauty persists. On clear days, the sky is a piercing blue. In winter, the aurora borealis dances overhead. These moments remind residents of a world beyond the smokestacks. Young people share their lives online, breaking Norilsk's isolation and showing the world their resilience. They want to be seen as more than statistics, proud of their city, even as they demand change. In Norilsk, hope is found in connection, creativity, and the search for light. Norilsk's story is hard but not hopeless. International and local pressure has forced Norilsk Nickel to promise billions for cleaner technology and reduced emissions. It's a massive challenge, but the first real step toward a healthier future. Residents are cautiously optimistic, skeptical, but daring to hope for clean air for their children. Local activists are louder than ever, pushing for real accountability and change. Norilsk's struggle is a lesson for us all, the true cost of the metals in our modern lives. We are all connected to this Arctic city. Its challenges reflect our global dilemma. The people of Norilsk want understanding, not pity. They want their resilience recognized. The journey to a cleaner Norilsk has begun, and in that, there is hope. This is not just Norilsk's fight, it's a call to action for us all.